a very warm welcome to Toe to Toe Extra. I'm Andy Scott. Gary Logan is with me, and I'm delighted to say that Boxer CEO Ben Shalom is in. And Ben, put your seatbelt on because we've opened it up to the public for hashtag Ask Ben, and we have got some questions in. They're all pretty easy, but we need probably shorter answers to get through the majority of these.
Quick fire.
Okay, so no, don't worry. First one. After the great success of the whole women card, is there any plans to do another one next year? So that was the first all-female card that we did in the UK, topped by Shields Marshall. Would you do it again? Would you do one as soon as next year, basically?
If the right fights are there, it was such a success for the sport. It's all about the talent. We'd have never done it if we didn't have the depth that we had that night, even with Lauren, Caroline, Caris, who all performed really well, but then the two top fights made it possible. I think more it was to show women's boxing has arrived. It was a statement, and it was hopefully the start of a new era where we see headliners, like we saw with Tasha last week, where they can headline bills. I don't think it's necessary to split up the sports. I think it was to show we're not reliant on being stuck on a men's card anymore. This is a sport that people want to watch. You
said it in the podcast. You felt that card effectively saved British boxing's reputation at the time.
Yeah, without a doubt. We had the saga between Conor Benn and obviously his failed drug test, and it's just not what boxing needed at that time. And
it was in the headlines for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
at the time.
It's just the wrong negative. It was negative headlines.
It was the timing was absolutely needed.
Couldn't have been any better. And the fact that the girls delivered, the women delivered on its highest stage. Under all of that pressure, they let it all out on the line. And not only then, there were women on that undercard that performed exceptionally well. It was, but that main event, for me, that's one of the fights of the year. Male or female, it's one of the fights of the year. It showcased just how good. Savannah can say she didn't box as well, but she brought out the best in Clarissa. If you're doing that, you must have done something right that night, because she brought out the best in Clarissa that night.
I wish we had names so I could name and shame people. Would you rather have 2 fried eggs in gravy or a boneless banquet from KFC covered in custard? I'd probably have the chicken with the custard.
I'd have the chicken with the custard. I love KFC.
And do you love custard?
I'll have custard. I'll have custard.
There you go.
I'm a non-meat eater, so...
There you go. Yeah, eggs with your gravy. There you go.
I was thinking that second option wasn't that bad.
No.
Eggs with gravy with onion, I think might work.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I don't know. We've got to take it to the Sky Canteen after this, so expectations are low. Will an offer be sent to Terry Harper for a rematch with Natasha Jonas for a 154 undisputed fight? Considering the built-in backstory, this is a big fight.
Only if Joe and Tasha want the fight.
Okay. Favourite holiday destination? I'll ask that to the two of you. Favourite holiday destination?
Probably Jamaica. Probably Jamaica. People don't know this. Do you want to know a story?
Yeah. Go.
Do you want to know a story?
Go on then, tell me.
My dad grew up in Jamaica. From 6 till he was 19, went to school in Jamaica, in Kingston.
Wow, that's amazing.
My dad's a Syrian Jew.
Okay.
And a lot of Jews were emigrating all over. And my granddad decided that it was Jamaica, but there was connections there. And then my dad grew up there, and he's got that laid-back Jamaican mentality.
Wow.
And we go back. I've been back a few times. It's the best place in the world for me.
It's fantastic.
What's your number one holiday destination?
Jamaica.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's something
Jamaica.
special.
I've never been, but it's on my list. I'd love to go and watch Test match cricket.
I've only been there once, and I've been to other Caribbean islands. I haven't been there enough, but my sister's moved out there a couple of years back, and she lives up in the mountains in St Andrews. That's where they make the Blue Mountain coffee and everything.
And that's your standout?
It's just...
Lennox Lewis has got a house over there.
Got a place. I've just, David Hay loves it. It's just one of those places, it's just magical.
It is a magical place. You go to the other Caribbean islands, if you have been, Jamaica's a special place, 100%. It is.
Oh, well.
I've been to Antigua, I've been to Barbados, but I don't know whether it's because Mum's from there, but we want to take her back there next year. She's 86 now, God bless her, and she's as mentally as strong as everything. She can't move as much as well, but... You know, I would love to take her back there.
Muhammad Ali actually fought in Kingston.
There you go.
And my dad was there.
Did he fight in Kingston? I thought it was Foreman and Fraser.
Oh, sorry, Foreman and Fraser. It was what was it called? What did they call it? It was Arum. It was Arum.
Bob Arum took him out there.
Yeah. I think there was a guy called Lucian Chen.
Lucian Chen was a promoter.
He was a Chinese promoter.
Chinese promoter. Lucian
and that
Chen,
was my only sort of early days. That was the connection to boxing. The Chinese promoter in Jamaica. It was unbelievable.
Can you imagine that? The world. Let's think about this. This small island in the Caribbean hosted the World Heavyweight Championship.
It was because of Lucian.
Yeah. There weren't no mega belts. There weren't belts strewn all over. All respect to all.
You're right. It was Foreman, wasn't it? It was
Foreman, yeah. And he absolutely waylaid Joe Fraser, who absolutely piled into Muhammad Ali only a couple of years before that. So, amazing.
What's your take on Tommy Fury? What's your opinion on him and John Fury and the way they conducted themselves with Jake Paul? I don't know if you saw that at the weekend.
It seemed like, on the face of it, if you give Tommy the benefit of the doubt, he got a contract, he stuck to the contract. It seems like he did what he needed to do. It seems like that was a promoter error. I don't know what you think. I think that's what it looked like.
All I would say is, there's a lot of conflicting stuff online, and I don't know the answer.
I know, to be honest, I actually don't care. I'm not into that.
It's crossover boxing.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Okay, well deflected.
Yeah.
When will the next boxer tournament be?
I hope at the end of January. I'd like to get that going. We want to do it differently again. I think it needs revitalising. I think we're looking at knockout bonuses. We're looking at the light heavyweight division at the moment because of how good that division is. Even below British level, there's a lot of guys coming through. So looking forward to that. Be back out.
Bro, if you need an MC for that one.
Yeah.
Hey, it's back.
Bring the Shogun back.
Yeah.
Dust off the suit.
Listen to the full podcast
It was a few pounds.
to hear the story that Gary Logan is dusting the mic off for Ben one last time. Who do you believe will be Boxer and Sky's next pay-per-view star? That's quite a nice question. If you can see someone coming through, someone that you've already got.
Consistent pay-per-view star, Ben Whittaker and Adam Azim, and perhaps and Fraser Clark, because he's such a popular, likeable heavyweight.
He's crossover, isn't he?
He's crossover, and those three, I think, in particular, I'd love, and we could have done it with Shields Marshall. I would love to have the first female pay-per-view star. We're still a bit away from it, but that's got to be the dream, and I think, I think it's all about getting the right fights, isn't it? It's all about the right fights.
For the right fighters. I mean, is there any way that you could slip a Amanda Serrano in against any one of these women?
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe sell that.
I think the ultimate one, and I know this is so way off, but I've mentioned it before, I think Lauren Price can do what Clarissa has done. I really think she can.
Interesting.
Clarissa's only 27 years old. That's one we've got our eye on. If Sky can do a good job with Lauren and we can, then you never know where that could go. I think Caroline Dubois is going to be, for me, the face of women's boxing. She's 21 years old. She's got everything. So I'm excited about that. But I would say, Adam, Fraser and Ben currently, I think in all of British boxing, for the future stars, I think they're the three.
What advice do you have to young people starting a business? That's a good question.
Prepare for the worst. It's a tough thing to do, whether it's boxing or whether it's not, and you've got to be all in, and don't take it too seriously because things can go up, things can go down, but never give in. I think that's the key.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge since launching Boxer?
There's a lot of challenges in boxing. I think the biggest one is coming in new. It's a sport that has been dominated in both the US and the UK by the same guys for 30, 40 years. The hardest thing is getting in the door. And that took us 5-6 years of relentless. People don't see behind the curtains of relentless work and preparation. And I think that the hardest thing was actually breaking in, because there's so many hurdles and barriers to get in, and we're still having to prove ourselves. And at the start it was, can they even put a show? At the start it was, will they be able to sign fighters? At the start, everything, and we're still every month or two we have to prove something else, and that's part of it.
Last one, it's a nice one for the two of you. I don't think we're ever going to know the answer, but who wins, Errol Spence or Terence Crawford? Yeah, I know. I don't think we're ever going to know, are we?
Bored of it now. I think as the months progress, I think Errol's got a better chance of winning now.
Yeah, I would have said Terence.
Do you know what I mean? Because
100%.
Terence's style relies on activity and being sharp and initiating and everything and reflexes, whereas Errol's a bit more obdurate. He's no less boring. I mean, you got to break him. I would still say a fit Terence Crawford that is active is hard to bet against every time. Yeah.
But
you know what? It's funny. I used to always be, because I'm a Spence man, he's a Jamaican man, and I'm always on his side. And as the months have gone on, I used to always say that it goes over to Crawford's ability. But like now, I'm starting to go back into Spence's corner simply because Crawford can't afford to keep being inactive. But having said that, he is fighting soon, isn't he?
Yeah, Evanesian.
So yeah, he's fighting Evanesian. That'd be a good test. I expect him to come through it, and Evanesian deserves it. He deserves a shot.
Well, there you go.
Definitely.
I'll add my own question just quickly to finish. If you were Eric Ten Hag at Man United, would you have Ronaldo back?
no, he's gone now. He's gone.
What a way to finish. What a way to finish.
There's no winners, is there? There's no winners
sad.
in that one. He's done what he intended to do. Piers Morgan's helped him do it, and
Piers should have probably stopped him from.
Oh, well.
he wouldn't stop him.
I know, because it's taken a bit of shine away from our podcast and our video, to be honest, isn't it? So, I wish they'd have timed it a little bit different.
Yeah,
he's
got to go now. But did you see Bruno Fernandes's reaction to him in the changing room?
Yeah, I saw that.
The old cold handshake.
How did they get that on? How did they get that on camera though?
I think it was an accident. He was walking into the changing room. You're following him, and then
rare to get that first.
But is he not his team captain?
He's the captain of Man United, isn't he, Bruno?
Yeah.
Bruno is, but is not.
Ronaldo.
Cristiano,
is
the
he
captain
still?
of Portugal.
Yeah, I think so. One of them minutes. Ben, thanks for coming on.
All right, cheers. Oh, I didn't know what you were doing.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I got you. I got you.
Always.
Thank you very much. If you've stayed with us through Toe to Toe Extra, what are you doing? But thank you very much, and join us next week.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.